Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Rivian Automotive, ticker symbol RIVN. And so here I am looking at the daily chart, and we can see that on Friday, September 20th, Rivian had a massive down day with this giant red candle coming down almost 11% on the day and closing at a price of 11.71, but bouncing about 1% in the after hours. So yeah, I just wanted to get into the Rivian chart. It's been a while since I've covered them, but in all honesty, I'm really excited about what's going on with the stock price. I think it's pretty close to support. And so I wanted to go over where I do think it will be finding a bottom. And yeah, just really go over the kind of mentality that I've had with Rivian because I think it's a really cool company. And, this is one that, I would like to be holding long term. But I also recognize that, when it's trading up here like this after going up, let's see, about over 100% to the upside there. We need to see a little bit of a correction, a little bit of a pullback, and that is what we are seeing right now. And so I did do a video back here, I think it was a few videos ago, and I was suggesting at the time that Rivian could be forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern with the neckline being this purple downtrend, us having a left shoulder over here, the head over here, and then the small right shoulder before a breakout and measured move to the upside. And so that measured move is based on the base of the head there, the bottom or the top of that inverted head, going up to that neckline and then moving that over to the break. And so we've definitely fulfilled that measured move, going up 40% from that break and beyond, actually getting up to 50%, over 50% from that break. So a very nice move there. And yeah, I did want to come back to talking about this neckline. I do think it's going to be pretty important in the future. But before I get into the current price action over here, I did want to take a step back just so we could kind of understand what these lines are that I have drawn up here. And so just taking a big step back, so we go down in the order of the rainbow, starting with red, coming down to yellow. So this red line here is at 1330. That represents the low that was hit right before this big move up when we had a wick down followed by, a nice little hammer candle there and a big move up over the course of, let's see, the next few weeks. And so from that low, we saw a move of over 100%, over 110% before a pullback. So I feel like that's a pretty important level, although we have broken below it, as you can see. Another level that stands out to me is $12 a share, really just corresponding with the bottoms of those candles, as you can see here. If I zoom in, 12 goes across. At least is the close from April 25th. This is 2023. And so $12 right there. And then I also have an uptrend that is based on the low from that day, April 26th of 2023, and that was a low of 1168. And so let's see where that pivot line takes us. We did find, almost a bounce from it before this move up. We did test it here. And then here, I was kind of excited about this when it was here. I was like, oh, time to accumulate, a really, really nice time to accumulate Rivian. But then I recognized that, oh, that's actually a bear flag and it gapped down. So something important to be paying attention to. I believe I had drawn the trend line over here, from the lows like this. And I was thinking that price was consolidating above that level, which it was, but that really wasn't a valid level. What I wanted to be looking at was this one, and that definitely suggested that was bearish consolidation there. And then following that down move, the low that we saw here before this bounce, before we started to form that inverse head and shoulders, the low was 10.05, so right around $10 a share. And so, I think all of those are pretty important levels. Unfortunately, we are trading below all of them right now, other than 10.05. But I don't necessarily think price is going down to 10.05. And so, the other thing that I do have up here that I have not gone over yet is this Fibonacci retracement going from the low that was hit on April 16th of 2024, going up to the high that was recently hit on July 12th, which was 1886. So there is that retracement, and we have some levels for the most part to the downside. But we did recently break below these two levels here. That's the 65% retracement up to the 618, also referred to as the golden pocket. And so that is the range from 1197 up to 1231, corresponding very nicely with that orange line at $12 a share. And so, unfortunately, I know we don't want to hear it. I think that if we do continue lower, $12 is going to be some pretty notable resistance. So good to be keeping that in mind. And then the next level to the downside from this Fibonacci retracement is the 786. That is at 1053. And then the bottom, of course, is at 826. And so my thought process is, just looking at this chart, we had this very nice, breakdown below this trend line. I could easily extend that over this way. And we had a gap below that trend line and then a gap above. And since we have broken out from that downtrend, we might be retracing to it. And so from current price, I could see price coming down to really like $11 a share. That would make sense to me. I don't think it's coming all the way down to 1053, but that might be a good level to keep in mind. Also $10 a share. I don't think it's coming down to 826, but of course I could be wrong. And so some things to be paying attention to as far as the downside goes. Let's see, it does look like we have a pretty small gap here. So I'm just going to draw a line from the close from June 24th. That was a close at $11.01. As you can see, the following trading day on the 25th of June, we came down to a low of 1107. So there is still this gap here at 1101. So that is one that still needs to be filled right around $11 a share. That does make sense to me. And that could correspond with price consolidating a little bit more right around where it's currently at before breaking lower, effectively forming a bear flag before breaking lower, testing not only that downtrend, but also filling that gap at 1101. So for me, that is the next level that I'm looking at, either 1101 or probably, in all honesty, just 11, just keeping it a whole number. And then if it does break below that, I think 1053 followed by 1005 are good levels. But I am really just going to be keeping on this purple downtrend to see if we are respecting that. I do suspect, just like what I was talking about over here, we had this down move, consolidation, then gap down. That's effectively what we had here. Down move, consolidation, move down. If we do see some consolidation, I don't think that's going to be a bottom. I think it will then break lower. So that is what I am prepared for, and I am excited about it. I am excited about getting more discounts. And then one other level that I did want to draw up here that I think will be acting as resistance if we are able to get above $12 a share, or 1231 here, the 618. If we do get above those levels, not only is there 1330 up there that could be some resistance, but really I think that's kind of like old news. The level that stands out to me as being some resistance is going to be right around $13 a share. So the low on August 5th, when the market was panicking, we gapped down. So on that day, on August 5th, the low was 1296. And so I view that level as one that will be acting as resistance, since we have had all of this consolidation just above that level. I think it's going to be really tough to get back above 13. So I am prepared for that to be acting as resistance. I am prepared for $11 to be hit. I'm looking forward to that. And if it does break, 1053 and 1005 are the next levels that I'm looking at to dip by. But if it does break below this downtrend, I do think that it could be coming down to 826, which is the 52-week low. And if I do take a step back, that is actually the all-time low. So if we do break below this downtrend, which, could be, let's see here, if we start to trade below like 1050, if we get to that 786 at like 1053 before November 11th, right around then, that to me would be a break of this downtrend, and then that price would likely be going lower, which could just be to 10.05, but if it breaks that, I think we're putting in new lows. So I'm bracing for that, but I'm also looking forward to, like I said, 11, 10.50, and 10.05. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.